Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Entrepreneur. Once again, I have with myself a very distinguished guest. Today's guest is somewhat different, and we'll go on about it, why he's somewhat different. Without going too long into it, I mean, there's quite a few titles that is mentioned. I can mention, to be honest. Now, today's guest is Abul Hayat Nurujaman. Now, it's a beautiful name, and I've just a minute ago I mentioned the name, and you know, it is a distinguished name. But can I call you Abul Hayat? Is that fine?
Of course you can.
Okay, right. Now, Abul Hayat Bhai is the managing director of TAJ Accountants. He's a multi-awards winning accountant, very focused on mainstream. As an accountant by profession, very distinct in his trade, definitely a young entrepreneur. Without further ado, welcome to the show. Now, once again, I'd like to thank you for coming to the show with a busy schedule. How are you feeling today?
Alhamdulillah, very good. And I would like to say thank you to you for inviting me, and especially to TV1 for giving us this opportunity to talk about the business. Absolutely,
you're most welcome, and obviously you have desired this stage, and hence you're here. Now, this show is called The Entrepreneur. Now, entrepreneur, obviously, in the business field, you have to be very successful, and you are very successful.
Alhamdulillah, good to know that you consider me as a successful individual, and that is one of the, you can say, drive that I have. I want to, it's not about self-recognition. I want to be recognized by my people, my family, my friends, and the industry. Of course, the industry I'm doing trading, like accounting industry. And if you, as a professional, you think I deserve it, that's an achievement for me.
Definitely. Well, you've done the job well, hence you're here. Now, look, recently you've been popping up all over the place, right? In events, in award ceremonies, TV chat shows. I understand you've just won an award for Best Small Business. Is it Best Small Business in the region, or is it Best Small Business of the Year?
That's called the Small Business of the Year 2019, and that's part of the London Asian Business Awards. Okay. Actually, it's from the Asian background. Actually, they considered every single business, small businesses in London within the Asian community. And they had their own way of doing things, like they have got their judging panels, everything. We had to submit our paperwork, relevant paperwork. Why do we think that we are the best? And Alhamdulillah, TAJ Accountants came as the winner of the group, and I'm really proud of that.
Fantastic. Well, look, I'm just going to show this magazine to our viewers. Now, obviously, he's achieved a lot. How many accountants do you see on the cover of a magazine? So, you know, I'm very proud of you as well. And obviously, like I said, this is why you're here. Now, tell us, with regards to accountants, I've had a couple of other accountants on the show. What makes you different? What is that extra mile that you go ahead and what is that you do?
In regards to the other accountants, I don't want to make any comments or any comparison with them. But the way I work is I believe in myself.
Yep.
And the most important thing about me is I'm very hardworking and honest. And I believe that if I work hard, I'll be rewarded. And from the very beginning of my career, whoever I worked with, I was very loyal to my boss. And then I had proper training. I had the certifications to do the business. And then I came to the business. And I focused on mainstream. Because what I believe in, if I have the communication skills, which is very important for a business, especially if you want to do mainstream business. And I had that. So I thought I focus on mainstream. And Alhamdulillah, everything is working well for us. And we are well equipped to do the job, so we can go anywhere and actually pitch our sales pitch to them, saying come to East End of London, and we provide the same service as the city, and most probably we charge a little less than the price of the city, and it's working for us.
Fantastic. So people get the best of service. And also, in terms of the price, it's very good as well.
I wouldn't say the cheapest, because to maintain the standard, you need to have qualified staff.
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
To pay qualified staff, you got to pay qualified salaries. Absolutely. And for that, what we can say is the price is reasonable, where for the price you get good service.
Well, accountancy doesn't come cheap, so if anybody wants a cheap accountant, they will be getting that kind of service. I'm sure you provide the best of service. Now, with regards to accountancy yourself, obviously the reason for the show is the passion behind the type of business that you're in.
Yes.
And that's why we're here, and so we can give some tips to our viewers for ourselves. Now, is it something that you always wanted to be as a young lad?
Okay, if we go into very early stage, As a student, I was good at maths.
Fantastic.
And one point of my life,
That helps in accountancy, right?
I was thinking, I wish there was no other subjects other than just the maths, so I can easily pass. So that was one of the reasons why I was going towards accounting. And when actually I was studying at university, I wanted to change and wanted to become a banker.
A banker.
But I came here as a student visa.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Right.
that's the starting point.
Right.
And with that was very difficult to get a job in the bank, especially into more like an investment banking. I just don't want to be into retail, because retail banking is not something that I wanted to do. So I found it difficult. Yeah. Then the next thing was available, because I'm a graduate in accounting and finance, so I thought I'd try accounting. And I tried in accounting. My mentor was good, and he thought I would become a very good accountant. And then since then, journey started, alhamdulillah.
Which you did, and the proof is in the pudding, with your faces in the magazines. And I don't watch that much TV, but every time I put the channels on, especially the Asian channels, we do see you. And, knowing you, I feel very, very proud. Now, so this is the story about you, why you became an accountant. Obviously, you wanted to reach the higher ranks, so not just in banking, but the top ranks of banking. So this is why you reach. Now, how have you found accountancy? Is it something that you would change if you can go back? And look, maths is a very difficult subject for most people that I've spoken to. Maths is actually one of the weaker points for myself as well. Hence, I'm not an accountant. But you saying maths is, you wish that maths was the only subject. That is very, very interesting. You must have a brain of a genius. No.
That's not true. The brain of a genius.
Go on.
The same thing is working out with both of my sons as well. Both of my sons are, alhamdulillah, just outstanding in maths. They do very minimum homeworks, but always they're the best in their class. So this is another positive thing.
That is a gift, I would say.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah. And in regards to you saying reaching the heights, I believe in that. Whatever you do doesn't matter. My grandfather, my dada used to say, doesn't matter what you do, but whatever industry you are in, make sure you are one of the best.
Wise words, right?
Alhamdulillah, he's gone about how many years now? Most probably about 19 years. But I still remember his advice.
Well,
he was, at one point he was saying, I don't care even if you become a cleaner, I want you to be the #1 cleaner. It's because at times he was frustrated with everything's happening. Sometimes people don't have the motivations to do work and studies and things like this. And then what happened is, when I came into the accounting industry, I wanted to become the recognized accountants in the industry. Fantastic. That's when in 2017 I had the opportunity to I entered for the competitions, to prove myself that I am the best licensed member of the year. Okay. And 2017 I entered and I was the winner in AAT. It's licensed member of the year award. And I am the only BME to achieve that award. So BME is like Black, Asian, Minority, Ethnics. Wow. So alhamdulillah.
Well, hats off to you. I mean, your grandfather said very wise words. My father used to say, whatever you do, be the best.
Of course.
And these words from the old and the wise is something that we can never ever neglect, and will be very, very foolish too.
Of course.
Anyway, going forward, now, obviously you've achieved a lot from this accountancy firm, and as we've just mentioned, all these recognition and stuff like that, awards and everything. Obviously, you are very proud of yourself.
Alhamdulillah.
Right. I mean, what is it that you want to take forward from this?
Of course, if you look into the accounting industry, especially for somebody like ourselves, like British Bangladeshis, we are okay, but we are not one of the best accountants in the country. When you're talking about the accountants, people say, oh, like Indians or Sri Lankans and things like this. But I want to go to the mainstream and establish that British Bangladeshi accountants can become one of the best accountants in the country. So I want to, just the way the catering industry changes the branding from Indian restaurants to Bangladeshi cuisine, you understand? Because this is actually Bangladeshi talent.
Right, absolutely.
So I want to say it's not that the Indian accountants or Sri Lankan accountants, it's the Bangladeshi accountants are the best
But
accountants.
you mastered that part of it. I think you've mastered. I mean, in terms of being recognized in the Bengali community, you definitely...
It's not about Bengali communities. I want to take the Bengali communities to the mainstream. That's why I'm working on across all the networks.
Right.
Like then, since I became the licensed member of the year in 2017, I was the feature of the magazine that you have shown.
Yes. Oh, you also featured in one of the mainstream newspapers, which is the Daily Star.
I was featured in the Daily Star.
And also Huffington Post.
Huffington Post, I was mentioned
which
there.
Is an achievement in itself.
Of course, alhamdulillah. It's the way it works actually. When they see that you are doing good,
Yeah.
they come to you. They want to talk to you. Like,
Right.
you know, Mr. Nuruzzaman, could you please tell me, how did you do that? What
Yes.
do you think about that?
Yes.
Like in Huffington Post, they were talking about the community service, and then they said like, you know, how I became so popular just doing the community service and things like this. So this is interesting. It's not always about business.
No.
And my target is not that I only want to become successful. What I want is I want to take the British Bangladeshi communities to the mainstream as a successful community,
Right.
and promoting Bangladesh in the mainstream as well.
Absolutely fantastic. Now, look, most businessmen and businessmen who don't think about the community are very much lacking. But most businessmen who are involved in the community, who have a passion and the drive to take the community forward, especially their community, is absolutely a fantastic thing, and that's what you're doing. And hence, you are very much recognized in the community. So not only are you benefiting the community, I mean, the community is benefiting you, and you're recognizing that, and you want to give something back to the community.
Of course, what you need to understand for any business, like especially in service industry, we cannot deny that the foundation for our business is the community.
Absolutely.
Like when I started, my first client was my cousin.
Wow.
And his friends,
Wow.
and my friends. Then what they have done when I established my business, my cousin became my client.
Yep.
Then he took me to his friends became my client. Then we started having like dinner party. I went there, and they found that I'm the accountant. All the clients started coming to me.
Brilliant.
And of course, when you have the opportunity, you got to have a good presentation there, because the people you're talking about business, because they got to become comfortable talking to you.
Absolutely,
This is another side of the story, that in service industry you got to
Brilliant.
make sure that the other side of the party actually understands you and they're comfortable doing business with you.
Well, you know, we can see that you've done very good with regards to that. Now, everybody has a personal life, right? And I always ask my guest about that, because this is something that you cannot leave out. So, you know, in business, everybody's got a busy schedule. However, family is very important. How do you work and juggle that within your, you just mentioned you got 2 sons as well.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, I have 2 sons, and I mean, as you can understand, you're a businessman, this is a big challenge, and for me, managing time is very important. What I usually do, you see that I attend lots of events,
Yes.
and I try to do that over the weekdays. And I always try to keep my weekends free, even though, like, you know, it's a very important event. Sometimes, most of the time, I try not to attend because of my commitments to my family. And in regards to the kids, I try to drop them to the school in the morning, and this is the arrangement that I have. In the morning,
Okay.
I drop them off. And
So you have an agreement with your wife?
Yes.
I'll drop the kids off. Okay.
And then she picks it up. Picks
And what
them
about
up.
weekends and stuff like that? You give them
Weekends,
some time?
I'm very busy with my children. I don't
Fantastic.
just go out.
So you're
and
juggling
spend
it, you know, very well. You've given time to the family.
I'm very close to my children. Very close.
Absolutely, that's fantastic.
If they have anything to speak about,
Yeah.
without doubt,
Right.
doesn't matter what that is.
Right.
they
And
will
you
come
want
speak
you
to
want
me.
them to be accountants as well?
They change their plan every other day.
But it will help. It will help. You know, you can have a great big accountancy firm with father and son running it.
Yes, why not? But again,
Would
I
we
don't want
agree?
to. I don't want to push them to do anything.
No, definitely not. I mean,
The
look,
only thing I want from them is just to study hard and
well,
enjoy your
I
life, enjoy your
advise them
childhood.
to love what they do,
Of
because
course.
at the end of the day, passion is very important, and when you do something that you love, that's when you achieve the most.
And the
right?
most important thing, I believe, they got to enjoy their childhood as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now tell me, we haven't got much time, but within a couple of minutes, any problems that you faced in this type of business?
We have this type of business, there are direct and indirect, there are so many challenges that we face.
Yeah.
Sometimes finding right talents, appropriate talents,
Yeah.
like graduates with talented people coming
Right.
in, this is a challenge. And the other
With the
thing
skill
is,
set
with the
that-
skill set
with
that's
requiring your business,
requires for
yeah.
our business.
Yeah.
Then we have training issues for providing adequate trainings, and
Yeah.
sometimes the business type is like, it's more like standardized
Right.
service. Like I'm providing accounting service, another person is providing accounting service. Let's say I'm charging £1,000, the other
Okay.
person is saying 600.
Yeah.
But the problem is you're taking most probably from one person to another person only for the price difference.
Okay.
To start with. But
Right.
the other thing is you don't even realize that you're sacrificing the service.
Right.
Because because the standard of service are different. Because when you're with me, most people, I'm spending more time with you, planning the business. But the other person you are giving, most people, is because of the cheaper price. They're only doing your bookkeeping and submitting the accounts. They're not planning how they're going to save your tax, how they're going to do other things. There are so many compliance issues as well.
So I mean, these are not major problems. It's just in terms of finding the right staff for the right job.
Finding right people for the right job, it depends.
It's a part of your job description. This is part of the job. When I'm saying about problems, maybe you're talking about tax issues, something that you've overcome. So just to help the viewers, if they ever face something like this, maybe they can take some advice from you.
Okay, in regards to that's not really a problem. When you're talking about the tax issues, these are the challenges.
This is one of them. Could be that, or could be any other.
That we face on a regular basis.
Okay.
That's not a problem. If client has issues, we will find out. But the most important thing with the communications, when the client comes in, they go to disclose everything. But
Absolutely.
in the first meeting, they go to disclose everything. But the most important thing, everything is confidential. If you're with me, I'll take care of it. And if you're not with me, as soon as you leave my place, I just forget about it. And the other things is, in my industry, the industry is changing so fast, like in automations, artificial intelligence coming in. Like we are one of the elite partners of QuickBooks. That means there are very rare, like British Bangladeshi accountants are into elite partner. Means we are trying to put every single of our clients in the clouds, and they have access in their mobile phone. Fantastic. So we are moving forward. We are trying to take we are trying to advance.
QuickBooks, right?
There are so many other softwares, but QuickBooks is one of the top ones.
Okay, right. I don't know much about that.
Yeah, technology-wise, there are effects of it like RTI, MTD, making tax digitals, and things like this, and the issues as well.
Right.
The Brexit. This is another challenge for us as well at the moment. Some of the clients, we used to have lots of clients coming in from Europe. At the moment, it slowed down a bit.
Okay.
This is one thing, and the other thing is sometimes.
Is that affecting your business? Or
it is affecting because
immensely.
A lot. Because new business, what we used to have, like people calling us from, let's say, Greece, Spain, Italy, they want to come and do the business. But now they're really scared, and we're not receiving as much.
Okay. Well, that's slowing down your business. What are your plans for that?
That's slowing
what's the backup plan?
That's the slowing down the growth.
Yeah.
So
for less clientele.
Clientele, but as an accountant, you understand we are focused on actually increasing the revenues within my clientele. So I start providing additional advisory services and things like this.
Okay, so you do have a backup plan.
We all have a backup plan. We've got to make sure we survive.
Always. Fantastic. Now, there's something that says community work, charity work. You're involved in that, I understand.
Of course.
Tell me a little bit about that quickly.
Okay. Charity work, I've been involved with this for a long time, and through the actions, I'm a man of charity as well. I always smile.
Fantastic.
Okay. Of course. In last Ramadan, I was part of RFC, Ramadan Family Commitment of Channel S. I was their national hero.
Fantastic. National hero, huh?
Yeah, of course. Just like yourself, you're the ambassador. And in 2016, we raised £60,000 for Syrian refugees under Human Relief Foundations.
Fantastic.
And there are so many other activities. Even I run my own scholarship foundations in Bangladesh, in my school. I give scholarships from my pocket. So there are so many things that I do, but this is just part of it.
Fantastic.
Some part of it.
A bit of a philanthropist as well. I mean, when you're helping people around the world, this is basically because you're in that position, and alhamdulillah, you're in a position to do that, and may Allah bless you for that. Right. So, again, future plans is something that we always talk about. Now, plans are always for the future.
Of course.
Somebody mentioned that to me. But we mentioned future plans. What do you have in terms of maybe increasing the business that you have, expanding it, or outsourcing, whatever it is?
Planning. We call it planning for intermediate period or plan long-term plans.
Right.
Okay. Of course, plan always for the futures.
Yeah.
You can't do plans for what happened in the past. Okay. Let's go straight. Let's go straight to the point. With me, I am a man of just believing in my community, believing in Bangladesh, believing in my family and friends. As a business, as I said, I want to be like, taking my business to the mainstream, which I have done, but I want to have bigger presence.
Right.
And in next few years, most probably, inshallah, if I can empower next generation of accountants,
Yep.
British Bangladeshi
Yep.
accountants to come mainstream and provide services, that's an achievement from my side. But other than this, I am also the president of London region for British Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Wow.
Where I go to, I go and communicate with other chambers like Arab British Chamber of Commerce and
Right.
Industry,
Yep.
Turkish British Chamber of Commerce and
Really?
Industry, London Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Where I go,
Turkish as well, huh?
everybody. So I promote Bangladesh.
Right.
I promote Bangladesh, why people should be investing in Bangladesh. Bangladesh has more than hundreds of ICT park. So why don't we go there and take advantage of it?
Absolutely.
And there are PPP.
The opportunity is huge. I mean, the thing is, what Bangladesh needs to do is open up that, because people are reluctant. People are reluctant because of the system. They just need to make that system a little bit more, I think, easy and accessible.
As an individual, if I go to Bangladesh,
Yeah.
there are obstacles that I face.
Yeah.
But when
Yeah.
I am, or when you are going to this ICT park, that
Yep.
works differently. So it's better that we actually focus on those investment opportunities that's already there. And the growth in
So
Bangladesh is huge.
these are your plans. You'll be.
I want to be more
wanting to outsource.
I want to get people from all over the world coming to Bangladesh and investing in Bangladesh.
Brilliant,
And
brilliant.
I want to be part of that. And the most importantly, I want to become the ambassador of Bangladesh, promoting Bangladesh.
Brilliant. That's
worldwide.
a brilliant plan. Now I've got 1 minute left. If you can just give the viewers some tips. Usually I have a few words with the viewers, but today we don't have much time. Now, just some tips for the viewers in terms of your business or any business.
Okay, in regards to any business, first of all, you need to know what you are doing.
Yeah.
Number two, you got to do the research. Number three, you got to stay focused. Focused and hard work is the most important part of any business.
Right.
If you are focused, you know your goal and you want to achieve that.
Okay.
That's the first step done. Hard work is like you got to be consistent. If you have a plan, you got to work consistent
Don't
on
give
a
up.
daily basis to achieve that goal. That is the way you got to go forward, and networking is very important. You don't need to have tea, coffee with the same person every day. Go to different bunch of people. If you're going to, let's say, different, even in different times, just don't go and sit down with the same bunch of people. Go and talk to, let's say, 10 people every event. And
So basically,
after 10 events,
broaden your horizon.
of course,
broaden horizon.
that's the key. And
Have
try to
many doors open, and then
of course,
opportunities.
try to increase the boundaries and get connected with the influencers in your industry, and that's how you get
fantastic
noticed.
tips. No, fantastic tips. So first one would be to know what you're doing. So
course.
have some experience.
Of course,
Research
research,
is one of the keys.
focus, and hard work is
Focus. And
focus.
to summarize all of it, never to give up.
of course,
Never to be complacent.
And as you can understand, if you can survive for a year in one business, there is a big chance.
Well, statistically,
that will be
they say that any business, if it fails, then it will fail within the year. So you have
Yeah.
to have that backup to go for another. As a businessman myself, there's some researches that we do and experiences as well. And from that, I will say, you're absolutely right. Now, listen, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. I am feeling honored to have you on the show. So thank you once again. We will have to wrap it up.
Thank you so much.
No,
Thank you.
absolutely. Now, back to the viewers. Once again, we will have another entrepreneur next week. And until then, Assalamu alaikum.